Hello everyone, welcome in. My name is Gabby with Arizona Science Center and we're spending some time here at Arizona Snowbowl. We're going to check out the awesome science of snow, of the snow machines here in Flagstaff, and of all of the awesome STEM opportunities that involve snow science careers. Hi everyone, so now we're going to talk a little bit about snow science with John here from Arizona Snowbowl. So for those of our viewers who are focused in Phoenix and may not know what snow is at all, could you give us a little explanation on maybe snow and snow here in Flagstaff in general?
So snow here in Flagstaff, I think typically we get around 260 inches of natural snowfall here. That's what it's running at right now. We've experienced in the last few years another lean winter. We had one back in 2017-18, and you know, when we get snow, we have some of the most incredible terrain and skiing. We're the only ski area on the side of the mountain, but it'll snow all the way down in town and it'll snow all the way down into Prescott. But on lean years like this, we rely heavily on machine-made snow. And machine-made snow doesn't vary too much from your natural stuff. What's going on with machine-made snow is, for the most part, you know, we're making it out of these snowmakers, and your natural snow has a lot of time to fall from the sky, and that's where it develops its crystalline structure like you see in a snowflake. Yeah. But when you get man-made snow, it doesn't have the cure time that your natural snow does. So it's more denser snow, and often what we refer to it as is more durable snow, so it'll last longer. I mean, once we get our snowcats and our machines on all the snow and we process it and we break the snow down, the natural snow and the man-made snow, over time, it virtually just becomes one. Okay. But yeah, the man-made snow, going through like a process with our snow guns back here, what we have we primarily have a full fan gun system. So what I mean by that is we have these big snowmakers that have big fans in them, and that's what throws the snow. And then we have compressors, and the compressors on the guns, what they do is they start air. And the gun has two components. It has air and it has water. And the compressor starts what we call the nucleation process. Okay. And so what goes on is the compressor compresses the air, and then when the air rapidly expands as it comes through the nozzles on the snow guns, they add water to that, and that makes a slushy like snow. And then what happens is we add water to that, and as that rapidly expands and freezes from the nucleation process, the bulk water adds to it to make more volume of snow as it gets colder.
Okay. Does it have to be a certain temperature for the snow machines to work?
So what we rely on heavily is a wet bulb temperature. Okay. And so what that is we pay really close attention to humidity. So the temperature we feel right now is what we call a dry bulb temperature. And then we rely on a wet bulb temperature to make snow. So oftentimes here in Arizona, we're blessed with this dry air, and that actually works tremendously in our favor. So we can make snow if we're feeling 40 degrees outside and we're down in single digit humidity. We actually can make quality snow out of the snowmakers.
Oh, that's so interesting. Is there any like fun facts or anything that people generally are surprised by when they come up here in regards to the snow or the snow machines?
I think on a year like this, what would probably surprise people is the volume of snow we've made already this season. Each one of our fan gun snowmakers is capable of, kind of when we turn them on and it's just below freezing on the wet bulb temperature, they're going to make about 27 gallons per minute. They're going to convert that much water to snow. And then when we're as cold as 14 degrees, we can be converting upwards of 140 gallons per minute of water till snow. And our infrastructure on our system, we're up to 42 of these fan gun snowmakers.
Oh wow, I heard that this was the first year that the whole mountain can now have that man-made snow, is that correct?
Yeah, so this summer with the addition of our new gondola, we expanded our snowmaking terrain. We added a new pump house, and we put in more snowmaking all the way to the top of our Arizona gondola, which is 11,500. Oh, wow. So we're making snow all the way up to 11,500, and it takes two big pump houses to get the water up there, the electricity, and everything. But it allows us to open this thing early and get a lot of snow on the ground and have all these people skiing.
That's really cool. Speaking of the skiers, like the ones we have behind us, does there have to be a minimum amount of snow like on the ground for skiing?
So it all varies on trail.
Okay.
What we do, kind of the process that the groomers go through with the snowmakers, is we shoot to make a 2-foot base. Some runs have a little more rough natural grade to them than some runs. You know, versus out in Hart Prairie, we have a nice grassy slope in our beginner area when there's no snow on it. And then some of the runs up here on the mountain, they're a little more rough. They have rocks and some tree debris. So it can vary. I mean, we can have as little as 6 inches that we're skiing on. But as a general rule of thumb, we try and shoot for an 18-inch to 24-inch base.
Oh, okay, that makes a lot of sense.
Especially when you have all the volume of skiers coming through. They're breaking it down. They're moving the snow downhill.
Yeah.
And so...
And some of that melts throughout the day, right?
Yeah, I mean, yesterday, for example, we experienced a warm day, and, you know, you could guarantee that some snow was melting.
Awesome. Thank you so much for all the information so far. Now, as a snowmaker here at Arizona Snowbowl, how did you get into your field? What did that involve, or were you just lucky to end up in such an interesting job?
Oh, for my path, it was probably a little bit different than most folks.
Okay.
I know I've been in Flagstaff my whole life. I went to elementary school, middle school, high school, college here. I actually have a degree in mechanical engineering, but I fell in love with the snowcats, which are the groomers that make the corduroy on the snow and that push the snow around. And so I started doing that when I was 18. And as soon as, it was actually before we even had snowmaking, I started running a snowcat. So there was a few rough years there where we didn't have a whole lot of snow and it was very tough. But you know, as soon as I was a part of getting to build the snowmaking system from the ground up, and I love it here. I love Flagstaff, and so I kind of stayed. And you know, I got lucky. A lot of the guys that work for us, we attract a lot of obviously seasonal labor.
Yeah.
A lot of wildland firefighters will work in the snowmaking because it works well with their seasons. We do have a lot of folks that come over from different departments on the mountain to come experience snowmaking. And we really get a good mix. I mean, we have a lot of folks that come from other ski areas that have made snow, so we get a good healthy mix of a little bit of everything, and it keeps the crews working well together, and they work a lot of long hours. So
yeah, well, that's awesome. You guys have an incredible place up here. Thank you so much for taking some time for talking with us a little bit about snow science. Let's head on to some other areas of Arizona Snowbowl to learn a little bit more about what goes on up here.